All right, so easy color separations without having to do each step by hand. If you download my class actions, which are in the class Dropbox, you'll find a folder that says Carl Color Separations. And I've given you each individual one for separating out each individual layer. But if you want all four of them and you want to do the whole thing, you just click on CMYK full run and press play. Now, my only regret with this action is I wrote this a long time ago with Photoshop 7 when I was doing a lot of t-shirt designs. And it goes fast, but back then you didn't have the option of doing a perfectly round dot. So it did it as ellipses, which look okay, but they're not perfectly round dots, they're little ovals. Okay, so what did that do for me? Well, it took my illustration and it separated it out into each of its components. So black on top, yellow underneath that, but offset. I intentionally offset them so you can see them all. And so you can take the yellow layer if you want, and you can line it up more correctly just by using the Move tool. This was before there were smart layers in Photoshop too. So there's been lots of improvements. But it's a nice, fast action. I can't believe how quickly it does it now with these processors. And you can play with how you offset these different components. Right? Now, what I can do is take all these four layers and move those onto my original. And the reason they're a slightly different size is because I outputted these at 300 instead of 350 dots per inch. But then I just select them all and enlarge them. And I actually like that because it makes you do all this stuff by hand still and make all these decisions very clearly. Okay, and that's a way that you can do everything I did in the last demos, but have it do it for you a little bit quicker and still give you all that flexibility. All those things you can play with to add on to your design. And you can play with their opacity. You can play with layer effects around them. And it works pretty well. Change them to multiply mode. Since yellow is usually on the bottom, you don't usually make that multiply mode. Okay, another easy way you can do it. So I pretend I never made an action, but the beauty is we have a newer version of Photoshop now than what I first started with. So now we can go up to filters. Okay, under filter, you need to go to the filter gallery in this newest version of Photoshop Creative Cloud, and then to the sketch options, and you'll see that they'll give you a halftone pattern filter that you can use. Come on, work for me. And that will convert your image for you at different settings instead of having to go through channels. Let me try that again. Filter gallery, halftone pattern. Here we go, where I can see the preview. I can make the size and the contrast what I want. You can choose the dot, a circle, a line. And you might find that you like to do it that way. What I don't like about it is it's not perfectly clean. It gets a little bit soft because of the resolution. And because it's not bitmap, it's doing it in grayscale, right? But you can convert your different colors that way. That's actually pretty nice as just a background here. Trying some different things, having fun with it. All right, so that's how we're going to finish up this spot illustration, just with these kind of experiments. And remember, to make it truly versatile, you want it as a PNG that's self-contained, and you can put different colors behind it just to test it out. Like, what does it look like with gray behind it? What does it look like with pure white behind it? So I just fill in these background layers. And what does it look like with black behind it? And if you're happy with how it looks like, what it looks like with all three, then you've got a really flexible design that will work on lots of different applications.